Okay. Cheerio, everybody. How you doing tonight? You having a good time, lads? Alright then. Let's all beware that this first podcast could end at any time, because I am quite embarrassed of speaking in front of my father, and I still live in his basement. That's right, he could walk in at any time and I will freeze like a little schoolgirl who's been caught with her hands in the cookie jar. Now, let us begin. The first ever podcast of the Dankomemer is brought to you by nobody, because nobody wants to sponsor a podcast with no followers. I do have a Patreon, but again, why would you want to sponsor a channel with no content? Doesn't really make any sense, so I don't blame you. I'm doing this out of the goodness of my own heart. No, I don't know. I guess the question you're probably asking right now is, why would I start a podcast? Why would I do such a thing? Good question. Good question. Maybe you'll never find out, or maybe I'll tell you right now. Well, I think the number one reason why I did this is truth. Now, whatever. I've done this like 4 times already. I've had to delete it because they're crappy. Anyway, the truth. It's important, okay? The truth is important. I think that's pretty obvious. And everybody speaks all the time. Everybody's speaking. Like you always, like words. Everything is done with words. You go into the mall, you shop with words. You go to your job, you talk with words. You go to the hospital, you die with words. Words. Words are so important. Okay, like we wouldn't have any anyway. So words are important. That's pretty much why I'm doing this. Hey Jordan, why are you making this podcast? Because the spoken truth, I think, is very important to a functioning society. And you can speak, but I mean, you have to get more specific than that. It's like, well, what kind of spoken truth? Like, what kind of, I could speak true things about me taking a shit in the garbage, and that wouldn't be very important. And you're right. So, I mean, I guess you need dank memes, don't you? Huh? You don't want to say crappy. Okay, spoken truth equals words. Words are memes. A meme is an idea, behavior, blah, 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 that travels through society. Words are memes. Everything basically can be said to be a meme. But words especially are memes. And that's basically what this channel is about. It's about the dankest memes, the best words, sorting all of my words in order of dankness. Oh my God, my mom's calling me while I'm podcasting. Look, let's interview my mom on the podcast. Mom, what? Hold on. Hi Mom, how are you?
Good, how are you?
That's good. I'm literally recording a podcast right now.
Well, hello everybody.
All of my 2 fans that will watch this, and you'll probably be one of the only people that watch it, but hey, you're on the show.
I'm on the show.
You're on the show.
So awesome.
Tell everybody how much you love them, because right, love is cool. Love is.
I do love them all.
Is love a dank meme?
Like totally dank. It's like the dankest.
Oh heck yeah! So love is. Or I love all good people. Do you love bad people though? Like criminals?
I feel sorry for bad people.
But do you love them?
I probably do on some level.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, it's a struggle when they're friggin' bad.
Like Hitler?
Like Hitler, for sure.
You love Hitler?
I don't know if I can say that.
I don't know either. I don't know.
That's a fair question.
You can say you don't know. I don't know if I love Hitler.
I don't think I love him, but I do feel sorry for him because
Yeah.
he's probably burning in hell.
Yeah. So what's up?
He made his choices.
What do you...
Well, I don't really want to tell you what I was going to tell you on your podcast.
No? The people can't know?
Oh. Well, I can tell. Okay, I have some really exciting news.
Did you poop yourself? Sorry, what? What is it?
No, not today.
Ah.
I got an amazing raise.
Oh, I saw that. I saw you were going to talk to your boss or something. My mom
Oh,
got a
yeah.
raise. Cool.
I did.
Money, money, money. Uh,
Money, money.
how'd it go? Like, what'd you say?
Well, I had been offered another position at a different, well, not offered, but I had been recruited
Oh yeah,
for a different shop,
yeah.
and they were going to start me off with more money than I was making.
Oh, nice.
And so I told him that, and then he beat what they were going to be starting me at.
No way.
Way.
That's awesome. That's a very dank meme. You
Isn't
gave
it?
you gave your boss some dank memes, and
I sure did.
yeah, I don't know, whatever.
It
That's
worked.
great. Congratulations.
Thank you. I worked so hard at this job, learning a new career
Yeah,
at 45,
yeah.
and now I'm like, it's actually, it's working,
Well, I hope people keep getting in accidents so that you keep making money at your auto part shop.
right?
Yep.
I'd like to thank all the deer that run in the middle of the road.
Me too. Me too. Putting a roof over your head.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. Congrats, Mom.
Hey,
Hopefully, I'm hoping this podcast gets me really rich so that I can buy you better Christmas presents.
I don't need Christmas presents. I just want you to feel like you're doing something worthwhile.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's true. That's what I want
Yeah.
too. But I also
Right.
want money. I want lots of money, like boatloads and boatloads of
Oh, we
money.
do need that.
Yeah.
We do need that.
Yeah. But you only get money if you're doing something worthwhile, I would say.
It's true.
Yep.
It's true. Hard
Yep.
work feels good.
It does.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Hey,
congrats.
Mom. Thanks, buddy. And you have a good night. And goodbye, everybody watching the podcast.
Bye. Bye, Mom. Love you.
Bye. Love you. Bye.
Bye. Ha! That was funny. That was perfect. What a perfect cameo. I love my mom so much. Jeez, that brings like what am I even now? Family. What is a dank meme? Family is so dank. They're the best people ever. My family. Oh man, I owe them so much. But yeah, no, I just owe them a bunch, and I don't know how I'll ever repay them for all the stuff that they've done for me. They raised me to be who I am. They raised me to be like a loving person. They taught me all my grandma is such a devout Christian, and I never really understood how important Christianity is till now. But it really is important because I don't know, I think that was where the truth really started. Where truth I don't know about that truth. No. But truth is a fundamental principle of the religion, because I mean there's God, there's we were Catholic, so there's God, then there's Jesus, and then there's the Holy Spirit. And God is really useful. God is God, okay? I'm not going to say what God is, but this kind of helped me to think about God. It's literally you could think of him as a metaphorical a character in your mind that lives at the very top of your head. And he's a character, you imagine him. I think it's really useful to I don't care if he's really a freaking existing person. It doesn't really matter to me. But and not at the top of my head, I imagine God as the most supreme being in the world that exists at the top of the universe and the top of my head. But I mean, yeah, in the top and the inside of my brain, but whatever. And at the top of the universe. And that's what God would be. And then God is to me. And my family taught me about that. And that's so important. And I'll run through the other ones. So there's God, which to me can mean the highest moral principle. The highest moral principle. What does that mean? Well, that could change depending on the time. I don't know. I think it's probably always love. I can't imagine anything being more important than love. Whatever love means. I don't know what love means either. But I know that God is important. I think that God is the start of my brain, actually. And my family gave that to me. I don't know how. That's just brilliant. I mean, if I was growing up without a moral compass in my brain, oh my God, the things I would have done. I think shame is a good thing. I felt a lot of shame for all the stupid things in my life. And I think it's a good thing that I feel shame. Like, that's kind of getting to what I want to talk about this episode. Anyway, so I want to talk about, so there's God, the Holy Spirit, and Jesus. So God would be the highest moral principle. And then Jesus would be, and I'm stealing all of this from like Jordan Peterson, but I think it's really important. It's really useful for me as like a psychological tool to like orient my mind in the universe. So we got God at the top. He's like he's the best. He's the highest moral, he's the embodiment of the highest moral principle. And then you got, next you got the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit is that voice in your head. It's your conscience. It's the voice that says, hey, don't do that or do that. That's good, that's bad. What's good, what's bad? It's the deciding voice in your head that knows what's good and bad. And it's pretty universal, man. Like, if you don't know if what you're doing is good or bad, I mean, there might be some gray areas, but it's pretty obvious, man. And then Jesus. And together they're the Holy Trinity. We got God, and the Father, Son, the Holy Spirit. Holy Spirit, Father, Son, God, Jesus. So Jesus is, in my opinion, the mode of being which is most likely to be successful across the set of all competence hierarchies. Now, what is a competence hierarchy? Well, a lot of people, see, this is getting to like a fundamental disconnect, I think, in a lot of people's minds today, because we're kind of fed like two contradicting pictures of like of how we should set up our brains, really, our moral foundation, I guess I should say. So there's one which says that like you're good the way you are, everything's perfect, and like just do you and just treat yourself because you deserve it and you're great, and no matter what, fat acceptance, that kind of thing. It's like, so there's that. So you can accept yourself the way you are and love yourself the way you are, and be like, yeah, no, there's nothing I need to change. And the other one is that you can be better, basically. It's like, what the heck are you doing with your life? You're not prepared for anything. You're not, just like, it's like, can you be better, or are you good the way you are right now? And I feel like I have to go with Jesus every single time, and I have to go with competence hierarchies every single time. Because, I mean, dude, what if you're getting surgery? Credit to Jordan Peterson for all of this, by the way. Like, his mind, I've basically just downloaded his mind. How would I say? Okay, so before I lose track of what I'm talking about, Jesus and competence hierarchies. Competence hierarchies, why they're important, okay? But let me jump quickly. My brain is basically made up of Jordan Peterson, Donald Trump, Tucker Carlson, and I don't know, I'll throw some Maxime Bernier in there because he's saying corporate welfare. But basically, it's like you look out into the world for all these examples, basically like Jesus's. You go look out, and gods. You look out for gods and Jesus. You look out for God in the universe and Jesus in the universe, and you see them. Like, I think Jordan Peterson is like, he's imitating Jesus. 13virtues.com. Check that out. Ben Franklin's 13 Virtues. He says imitate Jesus. It's one of his virtues. So they're all basically, I think the people who I want to follow in this life are basically imitating Jesus. Because, okay, so what does that mean to imitate Jesus? It means, and this is as far as Jordan Peterson has said, it means that you are trying to make your way, you're trying to exist in the mode of being that is most likely to be successful across the set of all dominance hierarchies. Competence hierarchies. I like competence hierarchies. So that's where and there's a million different kinds of competence hierarchies. So it's like, I mean, what competence hierarchy do you want to pick? This is me basically picking the competence hierarchy of the spoken truth. I'm trying to become a better speaker. But the most important thing, which is why I named the channel the Dankomemer, is the dank memes, okay? If we don't have the dankest memes on the planet, then nobody's going to give a shit about anything we say. You can go into a room and you can say, I shit on the toilet last night and it stank everywhere. Or you can say, you know what, guys? I think God is the highest moral principle, and Jesus is the mode of being which is most likely to be successful across the set of all competence hierarchies. And I think that we have to reduce suffering. I think that is the embodiment of the highest moral principle, is reducing suffering and avoiding it as much as not avoiding it, just reducing it. I don't know what the difference is, but whatever. Do you get what I'm saying? There's dank memes and there's not dank memes. No, there's dank memes and then there's less dank memes. It's like there's there's darkness and there's less dark. No, there's light and there's less light. There's dankness and there's less dank. And some memes are just danker than other memes. And there's nothing wrong with that, bro. We're all on the same journey, man. It's like, that's another thing. It's like this Theo Vaughn guy, I really like his podcast. You should go check him out. He's funny. He's a really funny guy, and he has good intentions. That's the best. Like, you can tell he's speaking the truth. Or, like, I mean, if you're going to lie to make a joke, that's fine. But you can tell he's being honest. He's sharing his feelings, and I think that's important. And anyway, he said that growing up, and I feel this too, definitely. Sometimes, I think everybody feels this, that, like, you don't fit in. You feel left out. You feel like you're not meeting society's standards, basically. Like, you're not good looking enough, you're not smart enough, you're not big enough, whatever. Doesn't matter. So you have this feeling, and you feel like you don't belong, and you're not good enough for the group, or whatever. And it's like, I think honestly, as long as there's enough food, that's okay. Let's make sure we have the Maslow's hierarchy of needs. We got food, water, shelter. If you have all that, then you're not going to be killing each other, right? Nobody's going to be killing each other. So get the needs, because we don't want to go down. We don't want to go to hell. We don't want to go to communist hell. Talk to Jordan Peterson about communism. I'll talk about it too. But you don't want to go there. I've been talking for a while. I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. So you don't want to go to hell? No shit. What the fuck was I just talking about? I have no idea. Oh yeah, so you feel like you don't fit in. You feel like you don't fit in. And I'm saying that I guess I had that little. Unless we're all starving, in which case we'll have a lot bigger problems than you not fitting into the group. I mean, anyway, if we're not as long as all of our needs are met, and you are a good person with a good heart and good intentions, then any respectable person is going to respect you, so long as they have enough to eat. If they don't have enough to eat and they're starving, they'll string you up to a tree, tear your skin off, tear your meat off your bones, and cook you and eat you alive. And so people change, man. So you got to really make sure that your society is working properly, because you don't want to get like cannibalized. So as long as people are fed and can get jobs and can earn a living, then every respectable person will respect you. Okay? That's all. You need to know that you're good. That's like, if you feel like you're out, as long like meet your needs, and then you're good. Right? I just don't want anybody to feel like they're left out, or like they're not. Because the thing is like, yeah, some people, like this competence hierarchy, it sets up like a rating for everything, but definitely humans. So if you're gonna rate humans, then like other people feel like they're not good enough. But it's a race. We are the human race, and we're on a race. And what's the destination? We're going to some destination, but we don't know what it is. And I mean, dude, it might be going for like billions and billions and billions and billions of years. You don't know how long this is going to go. It's probably, I don't think it's ever going to end. I think it's probably eternal. So you got time, bro. Just as long as you're not like, that's the thing. We got laws. We got really good laws. So nobody can steal from you. Nobody can kill you. Nobody can do all that stuff unless they want to break the law. So we got that covered. It's just like what you really got to worry about is like your economy collapsing into like socialist chaos, like Venezuela happening right now. I saw some guy starving. Oh my God, he was like skin and bones. It was so sad. I mean, whatever. Let's get to the facts. Let's get to the truth. What is the truth here? The truth is that we are the human race, and we're racing to something, but the race is probably eternal. And if you're not that great right now, like aesthetically, you're not that good looking, you're not that smart, you don't have a big house, you don't have a good job, all the other crap. It's a race, man. You got lots of time. You have all the time to catch up, okay? And I mean, you're probably not at the very bottom of the food chain, but I mean, once you get to the bottom of the food chain and you're like handicapped or something, then you're fine, because people love you again. It's like when you go low enough, then you start getting love, I guess. I don't know. The point is you can win. Like, the point is that there are things that are better than other things, and our society functions on that. Like, you want to go to like the best optometrist, you want to go to the best dentist, right? Some things are better than other things, and they deserve to be categorized as such. Otherwise, everything is just the same thing. Nobody is incentivized to work harder, because as soon as you look out into the world and say, I want something, the thing you want because it's special in some way. So what does all this mean? It means that we should I'm going to totally do away with the whole, I'm good now, guys. I'm perfect the way I am. Everybody's a winner. And yeah. I'm going to do away with that. And I'm going to go full steam ahead with the idea that, I'm a piece of shit compared to who I could be. And I think that's probably true for everyone. And I think we need to work towards reaching our potential, of course. But what does that mean? And it means a lot of things, man. But what does it mean to reach our potential? Well, it's like, okay, so let's imagine there are infinitely many different ways to, quote, reach our potential, to make our lives better, to improve our lives. But it's like, so the next question is, what is the best way to make my life better? And going back to my definition of God, the highest moral principle, which I think is, I stole from Jordan Peterson, I think it's reducing suffering. I think the best thing in the world would be that which reduces suffering the most. So if you're saying, how do I make my life better? I think that's where you should start. You should start with getting rid of suffering, reducing suffering as much as possible. Okay, so we're going to reduce suffering as much as possible. How do we do that? What sorts of things would reduce suffering the most? Now, obviously, I'm going to run out of thoughts that I've thought, but I'm hoping that a lot of people are going to comment ideas. And anyway, so these are the things I think, just off the top, I've thought about this a little bit. Anti-aging, new energy technology that's been classified. I can hook you up with facts, bro. I don't have any right. Like Eugene Malov, you could go look at him. I had a list of 6. Anyway, new energy tech I think will reduce suffering the most, because you'll get more power for every little bit that you work. Like all these people in the oil industry, you'll be able to generate your own power. So we're going to have to slowly transition to a new energy system from oil. It's not going to be an overnight thing, but I think that all has the potential to reduce suffering the most. And then also I think our financial system is absolutely horribly corrupt. I know the CEO of TD Bank made $12.5 million last year. How many millions did you make last year? Is that fair? Maybe it is. Maybe it's not. I don't know. Is the financial system fair? Could we make a more fair financial system for all Canadian citizens? I think the answer to that is yes, and I think that it would also create the biggest reduction in suffering, one of the biggest reductions of suffering. So we have anti-aging technology, which is aging people, aging people dying is probably the number one source of suffering in the planet. So if we could reduce that or completely eliminate it, that would be the number one. And then energy, you need energy for everything, right? You need energy literally for everything. So energy is a fundamental principle or fundamental resource for our society. And then same with the financial system. Your financial system is the number attached to your name, which determines how much magical power you have to instantly manifest fruits and vegetables into you. Anyway, so those things are huge. But I'm genuinely curious. What do you guys think would reduce suffering the most? Another thing, I want to try to make this podcast fun, which is why I loaded some memes actually.
My name is Jeff.
So I do want to make this thing fun, and I don't know, you're probably bored already, but I want to make this thing fun. But fun reduces suffering. Laughing, it reduces suffering, man. You're sad or whatever. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think laughing and having fun reduces suffering? How to what extent? What do you think should be my priority? Should it be anti-aging? What do you think has the potential to reduce suffering on this planet the most? And why do you think it's me stopping talking, you freaking meanie head? Why are you haters here? I just have a feeling that I'm gonna get some hate here, and I don't want hate. I just want love. Yes, I'm doing this for attention, but don't we all want attention? Don't we all want attention, guys? I know I want attention. But what do I think deserves attention? Well, I think the dankest memes deserve attention, and I think that the dankest memes are the ones that reduce suffering the most. So what do you think reduces suffering the most? And how can we get going? You know, I heard Jared Kushner once say when he starts a new company, he assesses, and then he strategizes, and then he executes. Well, let's do some assessments. Why don't we do some assessments, guys? What do you think would reduce suffering the most on this planet? I'm really curious to hear what you guys say. That's basically what this whole podcast is going to be about. It's going to be about reducing suffering, because I think that is the embodiment of God. I think that is the highest moral principle. Okay, so why am I doing this podcast? I want to share the dankest memes. I want to create, I want to promote, I want to speak the truth. And the true words that I want to speak are, number one is truth. The truth I want to speak about the truth is the truth. But that's the number one thing, the truth, honesty, be honest. But then after that, truth, freedom, because if you're not free, you can't speak the truth. And if you can't have truth, then you can't, anyway. And then justice, laws, rules, the rules. Who made the rules? It used to be the biggest monkey in the jungle, but now we have a legal system. Thank you, Moses, basically. The 10 Commandments morphed into our legal system now. But truth, freedom, justice, those were three really, really dank memes for me. Like God, okay, what is the dankest meme of all time? I think God is but then the highest moral principle was that. What do you think the highest moral principles are? Well, I have a list of all the dankest moral principles, which are truth, freedom, justice, boom, boom, boom. Fundamental pillars of society. If you don't have those things, we're going back to the jungle, gentlemen. And I don't want to go there again. I don't want it. We can have flying saucers, bro. We don't need to go back to the jungle. What the fuck, man? Why would you want to go back to the jungle? Anyway, so truth, freedom, justice, but then creation, innovation, and learning. Okay? That's like another. But that's kind of, well, whatever. And then there's collaboration and connection and curation. So I want to connect with you guys. Oh, and fun and love. And fun. So truth, freedom, justice, love, fun, and then creation, innovation, learning, and then curation. I think those are like some of the dankest memes that I've come across. And that's kind of how I'll follow those words through my life, because I think they relate to God. I think they relate to the highest moral principle. And my family taught me that. And my mom called this episode. My mom is like so cool and beautiful and pretty. And my sister and my auntie and my granny and my papa and Uncle Clay, who never visits, and Tita and Christian and Kyrie and Kendra and Randon and Debbie and Shane and just the whole crew, man. Like, what we're going to do in the future if we actually meet our potential. Not just my family, but all my family, all my friends, this entire planet. Just think about like the dopest village of all time. That's what I've been doing. It's like, what's the end goal here for us? It's like, yeah. We all want to make money. We all want to support ourselves. And duh, yeah, totally. But like collectively, what are we striving for? I think collectively we should be striving for the dankest village of all time. And I really hope my family's in there with me. All of you guys, because we live far apart. I live far apart from my family. I live far apart from my friends. Like, dude, even if they were like across the on the other side of the block for me, that would be too far. Like, I want to be like intense, like back when we were nomads. I want to be intense, like right beside each other, so I can like just go and like we can go, like we'll have some common room area. Like, we got to build the biggest, dopest village of all time. I think that's really the collective goal. And I think if we all refocused our minds, and God, thank God, that's the thing. Like, it all comes back to God, and that's why my family is so smart and so loving and so like just beyond words. Like, they're just so great, because like, what the heck is even happening right now? I'm a human. I'm in a human body. They were in human bodies. Like, nobody really knows what the heck is going on, but they knew that you needed to be a good person. That was number one for them, basically. You be a good person. That's basically all this comes down to. And then, be the best person. Because like, you can be, some good is better than other good, right? So there's like, then you get the hierarchy and stuff, and it's like, I don't know, whatever. Like, everybody wants to climb the hierarchy. And there's nothing bad about like being on the lower end of the hierarchy, unless we're out of food and then we have to kill you or something. So, but yeah, I mean, I could definitely die. Who do you think would be the last one alive if we all ran out of food? I mean, whatever, man. Like, you're a citizen of Canada, and you have rights and responsibilities, and you're protected. You're a protected citizen of Canada, and you're backed up by the army, man. Imagine if we were still in the jungle, and it was like Freddy, the fucking giant monkey down the street, wanted your bananas again. No. That doesn't happen now because Moses said, "Thou shalt not steal." And that kind of morphed into our legal system now. And now you're a Canadian citizen. And now you have rights. And I just really hope that people appreciate the like what the government gives them. Like, yeah, the government's corrupt. Yeah, it steals from you. Yeah, taxation is theft. But also they ensure your security. Like the Canadian military, and especially the U.S. military, is like the most important organization on the planet because they're like the biggest monkey in the jungle right now. And if you're not the biggest monkey in the jungle makes the rules. And the biggest monkey ain't doing push-ups. I mean, they are. It's a fucking army now, man. They got like tanks, they got flying saucers, they got jet airplanes, they got bombs, they got nuclear bombs, dude. What are you gonna do? Like, and that's all behind the enforcement of the government. And you know, that's why politics is really important. And I want to keep this fun, but I also think politics is really important because these gigantic systems have the tendency to go horribly, dude. Like, it wasn't even that long ago when like how many millions of people died in Russia. I mean, like, the only thing that's different now is we have the internet. And like, dude, if we didn't have the internet right now, it would be me in this basement by myself talking. Like, I'd have to go to like CBC or something to get like a TV show, and then maybe you'd hear me, or like a magazine, or like some pamphlets. It's just the way. It's way easier to get the word out now. So thankfully, I really feel like we're less likely to go towards like a gulag, freaking USSR, Soviet, and also like Nazi Germany, like. That stuff, and Venezuela right now, dude, even with the internet, that stuff still happens. So we need to be on our shit. And like, the thing is, all of these systems got set up with the spoken word. Every vote that's ever been cast in Canada ever, every U.S. political vote that's ever been cast, like, it's all been through words. And so we need to get the words right, and we need to get the right words out there. And there's actually, that's the thing, we're not just up, like, there's evil in this world. How bad do you think how much evil do you think exists on Earth, and how evil do you think the most evil person is, and who do you think like the top 100 most evil people are, and what do you think they're doing right now? Well, I think that probably the number one enemy of the people right now is fake news, dude. We have people that will go on television, they will go on the internet, Twitter, Facebook, everywhere, all over social media, there's like 24/7 feeds of just lies and lies and lies and lies and lies and lies. And it's to deceive you. It's to deceive your perceptions so you don't quote shout out David Icke and reptilians. But no, it really is a perception deception. It's like, dude, if somebody was stealing your car and then his friend was like, hey, no, he's not actually stealing your car. It's like, they are the media is like the warning system for like the entire population, basically. And they are covering up for the criminals in some cases. And I think we have to watch out for that. I'm not going to name any names right now. I'm going to try and like give you irrefutable pieces of evidence while also being completely true to myself and honest all the time. So that, I mean, I'm never gonna make statements like I know things. I mostly want to try and pose these things in like questions, because then if I don't make any like assertions about reality, then I can't ever really be lying. I'll just ask questions of people all the time. But the point is that there's people out there that are trying to deceive you all the time, and they're paid to do it, and people make money off of it because like think about like how much money do you think the government has wasted? Do you think that our CBC has done an adequate job of covering all the waste and explaining it to the people? Like, Or do you think they're complicit? Like this, like for example, in Canada, the CBC is given $1 billion to fund itself by the government every year. Do you think that the CBC is going to criticize the government for all the wasteful spending that it does? Do you think that? Honest question. Do you think, this is me, see, I'm not asserting anything, I'm just asking. Do you think that the CBC holds the Canadian government to account as well as it should? And go look into it for yourself. I mean, that's all I'll say. I'm going to do a whole video on like Trudeau, CBC, Bernier, blah, blah, blah. It's just a podcast. I mean, this is pretty unfiltered, just kind of stream of consciousness. So I could get totally lost, like I just lost exactly what I was talking. Oh yeah, CBC. So watch out for the fake news. I think the fake news is the number one enemy of the people. I think we all need to have a clear view of reality, of course, but like the dank memes. We need to get the dank memes into the minds of as many people as possible. And whatever that means to you, that's great. Whatever you think the dankest meme is, I'm not here to make you believe in God. Whatever you think, if you think it's love, I think love would be a great dankest meme. I had that list. I mean, maybe I'll post that somewhere. Truth, freedom, justice, love, fun, creation, innovation, learning, collaboration, connection, curation. So those are some pretty dank memes, my friend. But I still think that God and Jesus and the Holy Spirit are the dankest. But oh yeah, and so you got to watch out for people. We have to proactively, like the good people in the world, I think, have to proactively share the dank memes and spread the truth. And my dad just came home and I'm recording a podcast. And whatever, I'll just keep going. I'm pretty much done. Don't really have much more to say. I think we need to get the dankest memes in the minds of the people, and we have to watch out for people that are posting less dank memes on purpose. Like they'll, like for example, like it would just be like if someone's saying capitalism is good, and then another guy is saying communism is good. That's a less dank meme. And there's people out there that are pushing less dank memes to purposely dumb down the population because they can profit off of stupid people. So the point is, don't be stupid. Get the dankest memes in your brain. And I think we'll all be able to, if we do that, we'll all be able to move towards a better world. What does a better world look like? Less suffering. These are all my opinions. I don't really claim to know anything. What do you guys think? What do you guys think of what I just said? All that crap. What do you guys think? Does it make any sense? Am I stupid? Did you like this? Should I do it again? I'm going to do it again in a week. I hereby commit to doing this weekly. Well, but I will stop if I ever don't feel like doing it. And I also want to do like other focused videos on like different subjects that I'm more focused on, like Trudeau, but then also like energy, like just all the dankest memes, dude. I love the name, the Dankomemer, man, because it brings me back home, man. Like that's all my whole life is about. I'm a machine that sorts the memes in order of dankness and then just spits them out. That's me. So whatever. Let me know what you think the dankest memes are. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. And yeah, goodbye. Bye-bye. Bye.
Smoke weed every day.